Guys, as you can tell from the title of this video, I am leaving Hawaii. And in this video, I'm just going to be sharing my thoughts on why we decided to make this move, what prompted this move, and just bring you along for the journey, what we're excited for and what we're hoping for when we get out there. This beautiful island has been my home for my entire childhood, and as you guys know, I moved out to California and ended up coming back home really just to be here with my mom while she was going through chemo from cancer. Now my mom is cancer free and nothing really is tying me here because I'm now married and we have no kids and we can pretty much go to wherever we want. And so there are a couple reasons why we decided to move to Salt Lake City specifically. To give you some overview, this is something that we've been thinking about for a while. I know for me, when I was single, I came back home to be with my mom, but I wanted to actually go back to the mainland within 6 months of being here. But then I ended up meeting my husband, and life takes you to other places, obviously, when you get married. We ended up settling down here for a little bit because he was in the Army. But now that Marcus is out of the Army, we can literally live wherever we want. And so this is a conversation we've been having for a while. While we're young, we have no kids, why would we really want to live in such an expensive place? Why not go live somewhere where the cost of living is much cheaper? We're able to build this entire real estate portfolio in a quicker amount of time with less risk, less leverage, and then be able to come back here with all the passive income that we've built and just live freely here. Now, it's not to say that we're struggling here in Hawaii, because we definitely are very fortunate and we can afford more than what most people can, but I wouldn't necessarily say that we're thriving. And personally, in my younger years of life, especially building a foundation with my husband, I wanna be thriving. I don't wanna just be surviving. And Hawaii cost of living is just crazy ridiculous. Let me take you on a journey of a couple of the reasons why we decided to move to Salt Lake City specifically. First things first is the business opportunity. So when my husband told me that he was ready to move to Salt Lake City, I literally called a bunch of agents that week. And keep in mind, at the same time, my husband's also calling agents on the market in Hawaii. I call these agents to try to find us a seller finance place in Salt Lake City, and every single realtor answered their phone. 100% pickup rate. My husband, on the other hand, 10%. That's a 10x difference. There is just a way more abundant amount of business opportunities in Salt Lake versus Hawaii, because unfortunately in Hawaii, everyone wants to sell to a market value person who's gonna go live in it, and it's really difficult to compete on the market here in Hawaii, which is why I specifically went off market, and I'm still gonna continue to do deals in Hawaii, but they're just gonna have a very specific, clear criteria that I know I'm willing to risk being so far away. Because I still have a rental property here, still have a team here, I'm still looking for deals, so if you have any, let me know. But we're gonna be kind of buying flips here in Hawaii and Salt Lake City. But as far as business opportunity, we were able to get a house seller finance in Salt Lake City under contract in less than 2 weeks, just looking for seller financing opportunities. I've tried to pitch multiple seller financing deals here to agents in Hawaii, and they get super offended. So really, as far as business goes, Utah is just gonna be so much more business friendly. And what's funny is that what got me into real estate in the first place was some guy I met in Newport Beach who lived there for 5 months and 30 days and lived in Utah for 6 months and 1 day for tax purposes. And it's funny how things come full circle, because now we're gonna go move out to Utah again for business and tax purposes. In Hawaii, the taxes are crazy ridiculous, and we're excited to be able to stop giving Uncle Sam so much money and keep more in our pocket. Looking forward to building a portfolio out there. With the Utah market, it's one of the fastest growing cities in America. A ton of people are moving here, so it's gaining a lot more diversity. And so we're excited to be able to capitalize on that, especially in a place that has appreciation and cash flow. You get the best of both worlds, which I thought didn't even exist. Now, reason number 2 for wanting to move to Utah specifically is that it's a very central west location to be able to travel back home if we needed to, but also be able to travel all 50 states. On top of that, Salt Lake City has an international airport, so being able to travel internationally as well is going to be easy from Salt Lake City. We'll be able to go on multitudes of road trips and travel internationally if we want to without breaking the bank, because traveling from Hawaii is just so expensive. Every time we come to the mainland, we're gonna have to fly over to one of the West Coast states and then fly over to the next place wherever we're going if we're going to the East Coast. Traveling from Salt Lake will be so much easier than being able to travel in Hawaii. Yeah, we're not gonna be getting the amazing beaches and stuff, but I'll be home for sure. My parents still live here. My sister lives here, my friends live here. Plus, I'm still gonna be doing projects, so sometimes I'm gonna have to come check up on them, and that's totally fine as well. Now, reason number 3 is just for some kind of growth and change. Again, we're super young and we got pretty comfortable living here. The thing about Hawaii is that it's super fun, super sunny and all that stuff, but the downside is that you wanna be outside all the time. Go to the beach and just have some fun. But when we go to Utah, first of all, I'm afraid of the snow, I'm afraid of the cold, and I'm gonna be extremely uncomfortable. And I think that's a good thing. I think we as young people should be putting ourselves in uncomfortable positions, uncomfortable situations. If you're too comfortable, you're not growing, you're not learning. And ultimately, we became way too comfortable here, lived a way comfortable lifestyle, even though we were technically surviving because of the cost of living was so expensive. But life is all about growth, and growth often comes with change. So I'm excited that this adventure of me wanting to go back to the mainland, I don't have to go by myself this time. Now I have a husband and we can go together and start a new life out there. We're really excited to just be able to build a foundation for our marriage without so much outside noise. We want to be able to really build the foundation that we want to build for our family before we have kids, before we have dogs, pets, anything. We're going to be able to really work on that foundation for us and what kind of person that we want to be individually before we have a family. Now, reason number 4, and this is really the most important reason why we went there, is we're acting on faith. Yes, we've been talking about moving out of state for a while, but ultimately it came down to whether or not God was telling us to go. And personally, I wanted to go literally as soon as Marcus and I were starting to date, but obviously he was in the Army, so it's not something that we were able to do. But I needed to wait until my husband and I were on the same page as far as moving. And so this was something that we have been praying diligently about. God, if you want us to move, make it clear, show us where to go, show us what kind of church we're gonna go to, because that's gonna be really important, is making sure we go out there and are able to plug into a pretty deep community who's rooted in Christ, because there is going to be a lot of Mormons there. A lot of people, you guys have been asking me about if I'm a Mormon. I'm not. We are Christian. And thankfully, we do already have a church that we are going to go check out. But ultimately, God gave Marcus an extremely vivid vision, telling him that we're going to go to Salt Lake City. Again, it was between Idaho, Colorado, or Utah. And God specifically put on his heart and gave him a vision of us in Salt Lake City with the mountains and the city in the background, and giving us a specific church to go check out. So ultimately, this is an act of faith, and we're going out there. We've never been to Salt Lake City. We've talked to many other people who live there and have lived there before, and they all love it, especially the ones that are from here in Hawaii. Pretty much saying that the people are nicer there, which is so hard to believe because Hawaii is one of the nicest states ever. So I'm excited to see what growth God has for us. When we're out there, we do want to start getting a little bit more involved in couples ministry and start walking with other couples who are also in work together, because we know that's a huge need. There's not a lot of people who work with their spouse, and we want to be able to fellowship and do life with people there. So we're going to be really heavily looking to invest in that kind of community. All that to say, it's a huge act of obedience, and we're really looking forward to see what God has in store. Now, what's next for this channel? Obviously, I've been talking a lot about Hawaii real estate, but as far as this channel goes, my mission here is to help you find your first deal and get paid. So nothing is gonna change with that. Yes, I'm gonna be doing videos here in Hawaii, but I'm also gonna be doing videos in Salt Lake. We're gonna be living there full time, but I'll still be doing projects in both sides. So stay tuned for more real estate content. What I'm really excited for is that we're gonna be able to go on so many more adventures and bring you along for the fun. Because I'm gonna continue to show you how real estate investing and flipping, wholesaling, buying rentals, and how this whole journey in Salt Lake is going to fuel us being able to travel so much more places that I'm gonna be able to take you on an adventure to. So that's pretty much it, guys. Love to hear your thoughts on our move. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think. If you guys have been to Salt Lake, let me know what you guys think about the place too. And if you live there, hit me up on Instagram because we're gonna be moving out there in January and it's coming up here soon. So thanks for watching, guys. See you on the next video. Shoots.